welcome to the first ever 5 Minutes With, where I spend 5 minutes with a super duper guest, and that guest this week is...
I'm Erika Benke. I'm a journalist with BBC News.
Who covers stories about
Finland.
About Finland, hurrah! So the first question we're going to fire off is, how did you get into the BBC, and how is it you're covering Finland
So
so much?
I got into the BBC about 20 years ago because the BBC used to have a Hungarian section, and I'm Hungarian, so they were recruiting journalists from Budapest to move to London to work for BBC Hungarian. But I didn't work for BBC Hungarian all that long. I very quickly made the transition into the World Service English newsroom, and so I've been covering stories for the BBC World Service ever since.
And what is that like actually in the news? I mean, what is it like in terms of, if I walked in, what would I see?
Oh, you're very welcome to visit.
Don't say that, because I'll be digging your door.
I'll give you a tour.
Cool.
So the BBC newsroom is huge.
Yeah.
It's an open plan newsroom. We all moved together about 7 years ago, because we used to be in 3 separate locations in London, but they moved us all together into one newsroom.
White City? Or?
White City was one, and that was where the television operations were based.
How did you get into the wonderful world of Finnish culture?
So in January 2017, Finland started a basic income experiment, and I was really interested in that story, and I pitched that idea to BBC News as an observational documentary. So I found 4 people on the basic income experiment, on the pilot, and I wanted to have a look at how it changes their lives, if it does. So I started coming to Finland, interviewing them every 6 months.
Oh right, so it was like staggered over a certain period?
Yeah, because it was a 2-year experiment.
Right, okay.
So I came 3 times to interview them, and of course when you're here so much,
you fall in
love. Indeed, and you meet so many people, and you find so many other stories, and I just been going on, ever since.
Right, okay, so it sort of spiraled from that first story.
It's sort of one thing leads to another.
Right, okay. And what do you like best about Finland in your experience so far?
I love that you have space here, that you have so much air to breathe. Having come from London, where I really struggle on the tube every morning to get to work.
Yeah, it's a killer. I mean,
so here everything seems to work. Public transport works, communication works, your Wi-Fi always works.
That is so true. I was just in London last week, and I was amazed how crap the internet, my phone internet was.
And people are so friendly. Everybody speaks English. For me, making films in English, that's a lot of help. Everybody is so helpful. In any other part of the world, it can be a bit of a problem to film in a shopping center. You need to have permits, you need to have risk assessments made. Here, everything is so pragmatic. Everything that's possible, that's sensible, you can do it. And decisions are immediate, and they're usually a yes. So, in my experience, it's a piece of cake.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Well done, Finland, for that. And what about the worst thing?
Oh, I have to think about this one. I can't think of anything bad. I'm such a shameless Finnophile.
Could you not been here in the long dark of winter?
No, I was here last November.
Oh, you were here for a short period?
For a short period of time, and it can be very dark and can be a bit miserable.
Are they saying that? We've got glorious sunshine here today in Katowice, so you brought the sunshine with you from Budapest.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing for me is that nobody speaks to me in Finnish.
Right, okay.
Because I'd love to speak more Finnish, because I'm learning Finnish, but everybody immediately switches to English.
Yeah, that is absolutely something that I experience on a daily basis. And as much as Finnish people love to be helpful, and as he's talking about the helpfulness, that does not help people learn Finnish, does it? Cool, so so you talked about you've been doing Finnish documentaries, you're doing more and more. What would be your dream Finnish documentary if you had the opportunity to do anything you wanted? Budget unlimited, camera crew, anything you wanted to do.
So I'd love to make a travel film, a travel feature about Lapland, following somebody who goes into the wilderness for a few days, camping, hiking on their own. I hear that it's a new trend, young people, especially young women, going off on their own into the wilderness, even in the winter. Skiing, cross-country skiing, when there's not much light.
It sounds very.
It sounds like torture, but
I know. I can see how that would cinematically look beautiful, though. So that would be a dream for you.
I'd love to.
So if we have any any people who want to get involved.
Yeah, but we need a budget as well.
Very true. Okay, cool. I think that's it. I think that's our 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A pleasure. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Cool.